It is time to go racing in the final race of the Gatorade Cup Series Season 13 regular season. We head to Atlanta, Georgia here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Aquafina Last Chance 500, the final opportunity for these drivers to make their way into the postseason here in the 13th season of the Gatorade Cup Series. Starting on pole for tonight's race, Max Aronson was leading points earlier in the season, now 82 points to the good over 10th place. To his outside in second, the 88th of Eli Bright. Then in third place, it's Logan Williams. In fourth, Riley Bridge, 33 points below 10th place. And ranking at the top 5, the 4 of John Smith. Starting in 6th, we have Scott Gregory. In 7th, it's Bronson Minnick. Marshall Bro, the 14, starts in 8th. In 9th place, it's Colin Teague. And ranking at the top 10, Cody Aronson in the 95. Back by them, we have the 77, Nathan Baird, who's inside the 15, Samet Oskin. Then there's Levi Shultz, the 12, and the 10 of Ross McTrain, along with Zachary DeLello, the 52, and the 62 of Brandon Beal. Then there's Sebastian Kukul on 54, Anson and Charles Bois, who's inside the 96, comes in 10th in points, only 12 to the good. Then we have Keegan Thompson, the 48, beside him Jay Randall, only 42 points to the good. Then there's Luke Rainey, practically locked in, 146 points to the good, 41st or better, would block his way, and if he leads a lap, he's then locked in. To his outside, Baby Rose, the 00, enters 63 points up. Then there's Nonigan Scott, also very, very good off, 136 points to the good. Diglia Pez to his outside. Then there's Griff Lynn, his final start here at Atlanta in the Gatorade Cup Series car. Riley Kressel to his outside, the 20. Then there's Conrad Evans and Jade Jefferson, the 19. Justin Zidell, 12 below the cut line, and one of the drivers locked in, Jonathan Beeford in the 18. Then there's TJ Henley, currently holds the second wildcard spot, but not by much. Brett Seaver to his outside, winner at Darlington, winner yesterday in the Target Series. Then there's Max Rashy trying to steal that second wildcard spot. Derek Campbell getting a miracle to make it into his inside. Then there's Jeff Brett, the 9, the 38, Riley Sampson enters 99 up. Then there's Caden Lynn, he also enters up, 62 points to the good. Anthony Hernandez, 132 points to the good. Jake Kelly locked in with his All-Star victory, currently taking the wildcard spot. Evan Hunter, 39 points out currently. Then Roman Fenway trying to steal the second wildcard spot. Cole Luigi, same story there. They start in the last row in 41st and 42nd. The chase picture going to be shuffling all night long here in Atlanta. It's a crazy racetrack, one of the wildest 1/2 milers we go to on the schedule. Let's see which 12 drivers make it into the postseason. Let's get on track time to fire these cars up.
Drivers, start your engine!
We're going to go to the back.
This is going to be a tight race all night long to determine which 12 drivers will advance to fight for a championship in the 13th Gatorade Cup Series season. 12 points separate the 10th and 11th, the cut line in points. Charles Bois 12 up, Zidell 12 under. But they also have to look at the second wildcard spot. Currently the first one being taken by Jake Cow with his All-Star victory. The second one will come down to TJ Hanley and some others, but Hanley's only 11 points up over 20th in points with those 2 wins. If he falls out, someone with 1 win can get it, or if Max Rossi, Cole Luigi can point their way up, they're 19 below the top 20, they can get a wildcard spot. 49 laps underway at Atlanta, green flag in the air for the final regular season race. Off 2 down the back, I'm sure Max Aronson, even though he's decently comfortable, 82 points up, he'd love to lead this first lap for 5 bonus points and get as many points as he can out of this night. They come off 4, he clears out in front, and car number 43 leads the first lap here at Atlanta. Now trying to shut the door low, and Minnick into turn 1. Minnick has a run though, gets to the inside of the 3. Bronson Minnick, no chase chances on the line for the 3, but he could try and go out here and win a Gatorade Cup Series race. He's now forced middle of 3 by the 51 of Colin Teague. Right behind Teague, it's Samet Oskin. And Marshall Burrow, the 14. He enters in a really weird position in terms of how his chase chances are going to go. As he goes 3 wide to the bottom, lead off to turn 1. Burrow enters in the 14, 18th at points with the win. However, he's 123 points outside the top 10. A win tonight, very, very likely to make his way into the postseason. So for Burrow, his chance to make it in, possibly to win this race. He has teammate McTrain in second. Burrow's going to lead this lap in the 14 and gets a nice gap over the rest of the field. It'll be 3 wide for a second off to turn 1. That's Anson and Charbaugh forcing the big move. 4 wide behind them. That's Fenway forcing inside Jeff Bright. That's not going to work. Oh, there they go. And the wall upside down for Nonigan Scott. Fenway also involved. Right in the wall, it's Colin Teague. Rue Ruiz involved. Teague still flipping down the backstretch, but many chase contenders involved in this one. Yellow flag is in the air. Riley Spurgeon is in the crash. Back around, Marshallboro leads, but an early accident here in Atlanta, and the chase picture is thrown around. Some drivers have now cemented themselves out, and some drivers are going to be closer than they'd hoped for at the start of the night. There's the Fatigue. He's somehow driving away. Cody Aronson involved. Fenway's chase chances are done. Scott Gregory, Jeff Bright, Nottingham Scott had to finish 38th or better. It's likely he might finish there anyway because many cars are going to be out from this. Same with the 3 of Minnick. Riley Spurgeon, who came in 33 below at the win. His chase chances may have just been dashed with this one. He has to try and hope that Charles Bois can stay in with his one win. And then Hanley falls out and he can try and stay ahead of Baird and Burrell in points. But right now for Spurgeon, they're going to have to try and fix their car as best they can to keep it in the race. Max Aronson is involved in the 43. Jefferson Jones and also Baby Ruiz, who entered good in the 00 by 63 points. So he's not safe either. Yellow flag in the air for the first time tonight here in Atlanta. Marshallboro the lead. Let's go see what happened. A massive crash as they got 4 wide into turn 1 and 2. Roman Fenway was going to need a win here tonight to advance through into the postseason. I think he was driving with that mentality of go for broke and see what happens. Jeff Bright, the 9, is basically in line with everyone in front of him, 3 wide. Roman Fenway's going to take it 4 right here at the exit of the qualifier. Right there, just kind of shoves inside the 9 of Jeff Bright, who has to move up, or else he spins himself off the 17's nose. Right now, they're 4 wide into turns 1 and 2, and that just never works out. There's just not enough room at this racetrack to make that work. So they're all pinching together. 9 trying to stay off the 17, gets up into Scott, which gets him back down to the 17. Up the track they go, and into the wall hard for all these drivers. Nottingham Scott completely overturns in the air and then comes back down. Colin Teague rides the wall, then flips more. There's Spurley, there's Ruiz. The 00 damage doesn't look too bad. Look at Max Rossi. I think he found a way through in the 81. That's big there. Those could be some valuable points as he's trying to point his way inside the top 20 to get that second wildcard spot from TJ Hanley. There's Shones running into the 51 at the end, but a monstrous crash just around mid-pack brings a halt to the action early on lap number 4 here in Atlanta, and some drivers' chase chances have just been dashed. My gosh, that was a terrible crash for Nottingham Scott, who is hoping at this stage in the race he could finish 38th or better. This is also good for Luke Rainey. He's now locked his way in the 2 car, as obviously he was not involved in this crash. We're going to have many drivers out of it, so Luke Rainey will be locked in the 2 because one car is good enough and he missed this crash. Watch this 66 overturn in air over Fenway. You see some cars running into it. Max Rossi, I think, did a really good job missing it. Jonathan Beeford in the 18 also missed it. Kukulon could have tried to point his way in. He was involved as well. So there were some big names involved in this one. But I want to go on board with Max Rossi. He has chased chances on the line, but was behind this crash when it occurred. But he somehow found a narrow passage through it. That is about as close as it gets for Max Rossi. Also going board, Nottingham Scott completely overturns in air. Are his chase chances done? Will he still be able to point his way in? You can see what that just happened out of nowhere for Nottingham Scott in the 66. Back around front, Marshallboro possibly needs to win this race to advance through into the chase. He currently leads in the Aquafina Last Chance 500 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coming back to the green flag here on lap number 9. 41 to go when we get the green flag. Many retirees from this crash. They include Roman Fenway, whose chase chances are done. Jeff Bright, the 9. Nottingham Scott in the 66. Then Bronson Minnick, Colin T, Cody Aronson, Scott Gregory, and Levi Shones. Spurgeon still in the race as he should be. He's a driver contending to get a chase spot. He needs every point he can. That team repairing the car as best they can. Hounslow will be probably very he's out there to try and gain any points he can in case more cars DNF. For Nottingham Scott, he had to finish 38th or better to lock in the spot. 40th place is not terrible. I think he should still be able to point his win. Obviously, that 38th is assuming Zidell gets the most points along with Charles Bois and Jay Renault them. So I think still Nottingham Scott should make it in the 66. As we're back going here in Atlanta, Burrell, a great restart, gets away as there's the top 10 for the restart. You notice all 4 Stuart Haas cars restarted inside the top 10. And one of them leading it is the one who needs to win it. Marsha Burrell needs to win this race to steal that second wildcard spot. Right behind him, it's Jay Brando. To the inside for third, Conrad Evans moving on Griffin Lynn, making his final start at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in a Gatorade Cup Series car. Here comes Idell. He needs 12 points over Anson and Charbonneau, just on his outside the 96. As they run right now, Idell would be in and Charbonneau would be out. That's how close their fight is in points. And for the lead comes Jay Brando. I think he wants this lap led big time for 5 bonus points because he doesn't enter pretty comfortable. He only enters 42 points to the good, so if he has a bad night, we're seeing right now the 96, the 41 both running well. If the 53 is a bad night, he can fall below both of them as Brando will move out in front. He'll lead the 10th lap here in the Aquafina Last Chance 500. So it comes to 62, Brandon Beal, John Smith, and the 15, Samet Oskin. So far in the front, not many drivers with chase chances. So far, a lot of them are drivers that are kind of just out looking for a win in this final regular season race. I think that's Evan Hunter coming in the 6th. Right behind him it is Hunter. Had heartbreak in the Target Series, missed it by 5 points, missed the top 10, and now he's running currently inside the top 15 in the main pack. Enters 39 below with Riley's pretty bad. His issues will jump ahead of him, but with Zidell running well on Anton and Charbonneau, he needs every point he can get to try and point his way into the top 10. Samet Oskin leads. Eli Bright going back for a second. The 88 on the inside lane wants every point he can and wants to keep the 41 for getting every point he gets. On the inside, Luke Rainey locked in now. That newfound momentum at the end of this regular season has been very, very consistent. That 2 car, he might be a threat to watch out for in terms of this championship because he's had an outstanding second half of this regular season and maybe riding that momentum just when it counts. Also at the back of this, TJ Hanley. He needs to try and outpoint drivers just below him in points. Fenway's out, so that's good for him. Jay Jefferson in the 19, I think, is just behind him. There he is at the back of this picture. So right now for TJ, the good thing is, obviously with Fenway out, Fenway can't outpoint TJ in terms of the top 20. But Jefferson is still in. Jake Galloway is still in. Cole Luigi and Max Rossi are still in. They can still outpoint TJ Hanley. So TJ cannot rest easy. He is nowhere near locked into the top 20. In fact, he can still very, very likely fall out because both Rossi and Luigi are 19 below. Galloway's only 12 below. Jefferson only 8 below. Hanley came in 11 points up. So it's still very, very close there for that second wildcard spot. And we're talking about assuming one of those drivers gets it. What if someone like Burrow wins? What if Nathan Baird wins? Then they take the second wildcard spot. So there's still a lot left to be determined in terms of that picture. Samet Oskin, a driver without any championship chances, leads this race, just looking for a win. Jake Galloway, 11, moving to second. He's locked in. He's been locked in since the All-Star race. He's moving in the 11 as they're going to get 4 wide behind. Can Burrow sort that out in the 14? It looks like Evans will let him into the middle lane. Great move by Conrad Evans right there. He has no championship implications. Burrow has to win this race. He let the 14 go, so he didn't collect many other drivers. That's a classic by Conrad Evans right there in the 8. Hanley moves to seconds. We're going to catch Riley Spruill, his pseudo teammate. Spruill not terribly far off the pace for that car having no nose, but if we don't get a yellow flag soon, then we'll definitely catch Jefferson onto the apron. Cole Luigi onto the apron. I think someone hit the wall and they kind of reacted to it, got low on the apron thinking there was going to be a crash, but they allowed the outside lanes to get by, and now these drivers have to try and catch up. They're playing catch up now. Caden Lynn entered above by 62 points, right now running strong in the 37. TJ Henley at the moment as they run right now, he'd be in the top 20, he'd be the wild card spot. The good thing for these front runners is this pack gets split up, helps them when they catch this 22 Riley Spruill tube. They'll be kind of alone. Not alone, but they won't be 3 wide when we catch. Although I say that, Riley Sampson's looking to go 3 wide for a second, and Jake Galloway will force to the inside with them. Just behind 2 drivers looking to point their way inside the top 10. That's Zidell and Hunter, who need good runs because Jay Randall right now nowhere to be seen in the front, the 53. They can try and both outpoint him. There is Riley Spruill tube ahead. Sampson in second, Galloway in third. The front feet trying to get single filed out to make sure they can get around this 22 cleanly. Behind them, it's a scatter of 2 and 3 wide. Oskin, now we've seen this before where a car looks to go around the outside off 4 and it caused a crash. Oh, that's season 3. Oh man, that was almost a season 3 type move right there, and it was the 22 that did it back in season 3. So that was very, very close, and that was determining a championship that season. Just think if it was the same thing in determining who made the chase. Now, Ozkin and Gow have to find a way low as quick as they can. I mean, here comes that pack steaming to get by them, and Ozkin never moved low. Why did he not move low right there? And again, I mean, yeah, Ozkin had so much room to pull low and just never did. Now it's Riley Sampson leading, Evan Hunter in second, looking for a miracle. Then the inside lane, filtering through the middle, also slowly getting by, like Jay Jefferson, Logan Williams. Yepez in this, DeLello and Sierra at the back trying to get low. Hernandez is by, Hamill is by. Yepez and Luke Rennie move by. Ozkin's still stuck, Anson and Charbois is stuck. That's big, he came in 10th in points. Cole Luigi also stuck in the back, he'll move low. And still Ozkin halted. To the middle goes the 96, and it's still Cement Ozkin, the one slowed. He was leading when they caught the 22. Now he's last in the pack. And he finally moves low in the 22. At the front, Hunter got the lead from Sampson, who wants it right back. Car number 38 entered decently good, 99 up. So basically just needs to finish this race out, and he'll be into the Gatorade Cup Series Season 13 chase. And also don't count out pit stops happening at some point in this race. We're not halfway through quite yet, but we're near the midway point, which means then pit window is open to make it from there on 4 tires in Sunoco Racing Fuel. That's when, you know, you want to position yourself up at the front for when this pit stop's going to happen. You want to have the track position when you enter pit road. Evan Hunter, the 6, moving low. Zidell, the 41 with them. Both drivers just outside the top 10 with Anson and Charbois falling back in the 96 due to lap traffic. They're right now both looking to point their way in. Jay Rendell also kind of mid-pack right there. He seems 3 wide mid with Burl and Luke Rennie moving to his inside. There goes Zidell looking for 5 bonus points. Evan Hunter got 5 bonus points before. Some cars going wide here. Eli Bright come to pit road the 88, so he's the first to move low. I don't know if that's scheduled or if there's an issue on that 88. But he's the only one, so either it's a very, very big undercut for the 88 team, but I would have to assume that there were some issues, and that actually slowed the pack again. So now, once again, another part of the pack was slowed, and that's being led right now by Keegan Thompson, Brett Sear, and some others. Now, I think the 48 pick, because look at, they're shoving up. John Smith's going to get to the wall because of that. Kelly trying to get to pit road, hits Logan Williams. Into the wall still for John Smith. He almost came off that wall and caused a crash, but we have some more cars to pit road. Nathan Baer, TJ Hanley, Rossi. So some championship contenders, some chase contenders. In this time, just around the midpoint, it's going to be close to making on fuel and tires. If they can make it on tires, the fuel's going to be the big concern. We have some more coming to pit road. Riley Sampson. Looks like Caden Linton trying to get a very aggressive entry will get in. Zidell staying out with Jay Jefferson. They'll stay out longer trying to trap people lap down in case a yellow comes out. It's smart for them. We'll see if it pays off. Right now it's 19 to 41 in the 20. They're all doing this strategy, and currently they're the only ones. There's Ruiz who'll also do it. He's a little bit damaged in the 00. There's Nathan Baird leading with TJ Hanley. And for Eli Bright in the 88. There he's on the front stretch, so probably cycle about where he was. Logan Williams has damage on the 47. That must have come from entering pit road, but that's a pretty big damage on the 47 car. He's out. He's done. There's Jefferson. He still stayed out. I think Zidell came in, but Jefferson's still staying out there and has many people trapped a lap down, most of the field currently. He's got to pit road at some point soon. He's going to hit it this time. So Jay Jefferson will come in for his scheduled pit stop. He has some rear end damage in that 19. I'm wondering if that's affecting him. Cresswell also not pitted. He's finally in. Baby Ruiz probably pitted when he got damage under that yellow, so he can go a little bit longer in the 00. And why not? I mean, he entered 63 points up, but with that damage he's been at the back of the field and nowhere near safe, but he has that win to fall back on, maybe as a wild card spot, but still, if you're Ruiz, try and catch a yellow flag right here while the field's a lap down. They come to 20 to go this time by. So far, Ruiz, Jefferson, and Cresswell are the only cars on the lap. Zidell just got put a lap down the 41. So it's a good gamble for Ruiz right here because he can stay out a little bit longer, maybe 3-4 laps longer. He's going to have just about everyone trapped a lap down now. They're currently, everyone was lapped down besides the 00. So if a caution comes out for Baby Ruiz, he's living large. If not, then obviously it's just going to put him back where he was anyway. So it's a good gamble to try. He'll hit pit road this time, though. So Ruiz to pit road the 00. So he'll surrender the lead next lap. As there's Jefferson merging. Nathan Baird has cycled around to the front. That is the opposite of what TJ Hanley wanted to see, because Baird comes in 16th in points with a win. If he wins this one, he gets 2 wins, and then he steals the wild card from TJ. So TJ does not want to see that 77 leading this race. Trying to run these front 3 down. Zidell and Rossi. McTrain as well. Griffin Lynn and Jay Jefferson. Then there's Sampson and Thompson and Eli Bright. Jonathan Buford and Luke Rainey. Evan Hunter has fallen back a little bit, but still in with a shot. Same with Cole Luigi. Oskin trailing. Hamill is trailing. Creswell is trailing. Jay Brando is trailing. Same with Anson and Charles Bois and Marshall Burrow. So still some chase chances are going to come down to the final few moments. As now it's cycled through. TJ Hanley leads in the 21. Looking for his 3rd win of the season in a chase berth. Caden Lynn in 2nd is in the top 10 and looking pretty good right now because Ruiz is behind him and Randall's behind him. He'll definitely stay ahead of those 2 in points and will definitely stay inside the top 10. This man needs every point he can get. Currently running 2nd, and Anderson Trouble came in only 12 above him. Charles Bois back in 21st. So for Zidell, this is a big race, a big moment for the 41 team. I think you saw McTrain trying to block for his teammate, but Bear got to the inside 3 wide for a second, but that's good for Zidell. He's able to pull away a little bit. Evan Hunter also still in this in the 6. He's just at the back of this pack. Still with a shot. Enters 39 below. But with how bad Ruiz is running and how bad J-Randall's not really running bad, but he's not running great. Right now, Randall in the 53 currently scored in 17th, but not in this main draft. He can lose spots to the 20 and the 32, maybe with the 00 as well. Back around 16 to go for the 41, Justin Zidell. TJ Hanley does not want to see Jefferson pass him because Jefferson can knock him outside the top 20. Same with Rossi. As they both go by him, then TJ is having to worry about now getting points to stay inside the top 20. Can't worry about someone like Baird winning a 2nd race. They're going to catch Ryan Spurgeon for the 2nd time, and then Yepez not far up the road, the 34, but they're going to catch Spurgeon on the front stretch. There goes Baird for the lead. They're going to split 3 wide maybe. In the quad oval, Baird moves low, and Zidell gets halted on the outside. Jefferson around the inside. Luke Rainey on the inside. The inside going to be the place to be. And look at the lead Baird has pulled. I know they're going to catch him because of the draft, but still a decent-sized lead. As now Chase Contreras looking to try and filter out. Zidell needs to as quick as possible. Every position Zidell loses is a few points. And with Evan Hunter gaining those points, Zidell needs to get low. Same with Max Rossi. Both drivers fighting for their respective chance at the chase. Zidell looking to get top 10. Rossi looking for a wild card spot. With Zidell still getting halted and not moving low, that might be his chase chances gone because of Riley's Burley 2. Back to the front. Lynn in 2nd trying to chase down Nathan Baird. Griffin Lynn in his final season has not won yet. Won't make the chase. But how about a win in the final regular season race? It's possible to happen. Lynn in 2nd. Hunter needing every point he can get right now in 3rd. Where's Ruiz in the 00? Still currently holding on in 20th. Charles Bois is back in 21st. That's the good thing for Zidell. Even though he lost all those spots, he's currently back in 16th. As Lynn looks for the lead, we're catching Yepez in the 34. The good thing for Zidell is that I don't think that he's going to gain positions. He's right now, he can only lose a spot, really. So at this stage of the race, Zidell needs to try and hope that he can stay ahead of Evan Hunter in points. Let's have to see how it all works out. Griffin then will move by his teammate and lap car, Diego Yepez, to move out front. Now Jay Jefferson up to 2nd. And if he finishes far enough ahead of TJ Hanley, he knocks TJ out of the top 20. Only 11 points behind him. That's 2 spots currently. So right now, Jefferson would move TJ back, but also he needs someone like Coleridge or Max Rossi to do that. Because right now, if TJ loses 1 spot, he's just down to 20th in points. That 19 can't lead either. He has to clear a damage so they can slow that car down. How about Samet Oskin? The grid out of the 15, lost all that ground because of lap traffic, got it back with a master's pit cycle and was out of the draft, but got it back and moved out front for that lap. But now McTrain moves low and TJ Hanley. There he is, still at the front of the field in the 21. But Code Luigi not too far behind him. Luigi outpoints Hanley by enough. 30 points separate the two. We also have to think about if Code wins this race, has 3 wins and he's a wild card. They might go 4 wide for the lead. That's close move there to turn 1 with 9 to go. They'll be 3 wide instead. It's Caden Lynn to the bottom. Hanley up top. On the bottom, second in line, it's Code Luigi. The bottom 3 in line. In fact, the bottom 5, bottom 6, all with chase chances. Lynn is in. Sampson is in. Luigi Ross looking for a wild card. Hunter looking to get in. Nathan Bear looking for that wild card. So a lot of drivers at the front of the field right now have chase chances on the line for them with 8 to go. Last car we're going to catch. At the front of this field, it's John Smith in the 4. You have Cole Luigi the 42 right now leading it. He moves up, looking to go to the middle. It's Riley Sampson, but he can't do it because Evan Hunter's on the bottom in the 6. Right now, Luigi leads it. Hunter looking for every point. Currently that 41 car back in 16th, but I don't know if he's going to lose ground. Is he losing enough time to back behind is the question. Right now, Ruiz doing what he needs to do. It was certainly the American blockage win, but right now in 18th, 19th place isn't bad. Jay Brando also not terrible, but not great. He had to finish 7th the American blockage win, currently in 18th. Anthony Trabardo is the big danger zone for him. Right now, 20th place, but Zidell is falling back to him because he has no draft. Baird will lead. At that moment, he's in the chase, but there's still 6 to go. Jay Jefferson still up here. Jonathan Beeford leads the points. He's still up here. Keegan Thompson looking for his 2nd win of the season, but with no chase implications. 5 to go to the line. That's a crucial moment. That is the point of no return in this race. As Thompson will cross the line, right now, a yellow flag would end this race short. Thompson will lead to turn 1. Behind him, 3 wide for a 2nd, is the retiree Griffin Lynn. His final appearance at this racetrack in a Gatorade Cup Series car. TJ Hanley looking to make the chase again. To the bottom lane and will get through in 3 and 4. Here comes the 10 of Ross McTrain, the 2 of Luke Rainey, Eli Bright the 88. Now the question is, does Eli have enough fuel? Because he pitted low, is it about lap 24? That's a lap or 2 short, so I'm wondering if they short pitted and they know they can make it, or if they short pit they're questionable on it. Because right now, if they're running at the front of this field, if he has to pit, that kind of changes everything. Luke Ray moves aside for Eli Bright. He's looking for his 1st win this season. As they battle off 4. 3 laps to go. Ross McTrain leads. Cole Luigi was looking for something to happen there in the 42. He'll get to the middle of 3 by the 37 of Caden Lynn. Max Rossi looking to make something happen. Jay Jefferson with them. At this moment, where TJ's running, he's out. McTrain's pulling away because they're 3 wide behind him. Can he try and win this race even though he has no championship implications, no chase implications for him? John Smith is still in this pack. The 4 car, he's a lap down, but he's still staying with it. We're going to catch Spur 2 one more time. 2 to go. That's not what McTrain wanted to see because right now he's in control as they got into the wall behind. Some cars slow. Rossi's the one to get through the 81. Now does the 22 hold the 10 up? Can McTrain get by easily? McTrain is through the 22. Rossi will also get through, but where is TJ Hanley? The 81 and the 42 both gotten around. Hanley is nowhere to be seen at the back of this pack. At the moment, Rossi's in because he's ahead of Cole Luigi. That's the white flag. Luigi needs to desperately get to this 81. Otherwise, Rossi is possibly the 2nd wildcard spot. Down the backstretch for the final time. Ross McTrain to 3 and 4 the lead. Rossi in 2nd, Luigi in 3rd. Off forward to checkered flag for Ross McTrain. Sampson to pit road, but Ross McTrain wins this race in the 10. Where did some of our chase runners finish? Charles Bois beat Zidell. Charles Bois beat Zidell. So Ross McTrain wins this race. Where did everyone finish that was looking to get in on points? Hunter gets 12th. Charles Bois beats Zidell by a position. He'll stay at the 41. Did the 6 get enough? Did the 53 lose enough? How about Ruiz? He fell back a little bit at the end. 21st for him. It is going to be tight, that is for sure. And how about Max Anderson? I mean, we weren't really talking about him, but 31st, he came in plus 82. That's going to be close for him. Riley Sampson gets 29th. to lock his win. He had 25th or better, but I think he should be good in the 30. He had to come down pivot at the end, so a wacky ending to this one. And I don't think we're going to know who made it into the chase until we see those points there. It's going to be close between Rossi and Hanley. Did Rossi outpoint TJ enough? We're going to go find out. Let's go see the finishing results in the 12 drivers to make it into the postseason. All I can say about this chase picture is wow. Here are the finishing results from the Aquafina Last Chance 500 at Atlanta. 1 caution flag for 4 laps here tonight. In 25 lead changes, 18 different drivers led here in this race. Ross McTrain, with no chase implications on the line for him, goes out and wins this race. Max Rossi does what he needs to do, ends up in second, wasn't enough to pass TJ Hanley. Cole Luigi ends up in third, start back in 42nd. Caden Lynn ends up in fourth, and Eli Bright completes the top 5 in the 88. Second through fourth, started outside the top 30. Finishing in 6th, Luke Rainey, Griffin Lynn in 7th, Jay Jefferson 8th, Nathan Baird 9th, and rounding out the top 10, the 18, Jonathan Buford. 11th place, TJ Hanley. Was that enough to keep him above Rossi and Luigi in points? 12th place, Evan Hunter. Was that enough to get him up inside the top 10? Thompson 13th, Osgood 14th, Hamill ends up in 15th. Anson and Charlebois outpoints Seidel as he finishes 1 spot ahead, but the 41 led 5 laps, got 2 points, but he came in 12 below, so it still doesn't count for the 41. Cresswell, Rando, and Burrow finish inside the top 20. It's going to be close for Rando as well in the 53. Also want to point out, Rossi, even though he beat Cole Luigi by a spot, that's 5 points. Luigi led tonight, Rossi did not. So they leave with the same amount of points. They entered this race tied in points with 2 victories. So, if Rossi passes TJ in points, Luigi also passes TJ in points, and then Rossi and Luigi are tied for the second wildcard spot. Not saying that's what happened, but that's if they outpointed TJ Henley by enough. That is going to be a close one if it comes down to a tiebreaker. Also have to watch out in points for Baby Ruiz, along with Riley Sampson and Max Anderson, as they did not finish too well and are now going to be down at the bottom of the top 10 in points. The question is, did they fall outside the top 10 in points? It's going to be a crazy one for sure. Nonigan Scott locked his way in the 6-6. Even after flipping here tonight, he is still in to the 12-man postseason. Well, with all this drama built up, let's go see the 12 drivers to fight for a championship. Just like always, a few points will separate some drivers from a championship and some drivers from ending their season early. The 10 drivers to make it in on points: Jonathan Buford, Luke Rainey, Caden Lynn, Anthony Hernandez, Riley Sampson, Nonigan Scott, Baby Ruiz, Max Anderson, Jay Rando, and Anton Charlebois. They all stayed inside the top 10. No change of the drivers who made it into the top 10 in points. That means Seidel will miss it by 10 points, Hunter by 22, Nathan Baird by 52. So it was still very, very close, though. 10 points, that is, 2-3 spots on the racetrack for Seidel. For Evan Hunter, that's 4, 5, 6 spots. It was still very, very close for these drivers to make it into the top 10. And I think if maybe they didn't catch Riley's Brood at the end, that Hunter may have made it in the 6, because he had some decent spots and lost a lot because of that lap car. So Evan Hunter might have to look back to lap cars. Same with Seidel. He got halted behind a lap car and could not get around, fell back with that pack, and that's when Charlebois passed him on the racetrack. But now for the wild card spots. Obviously, Jake Galloway got one because of his all-star victory. However, Rossi and Luigi passed Hanley by 13 points. Now they are tied. The tiebreaker normally wins, but they both have 2 victories. The tiebreaker then goes to top 5s. 5 for Rossi, 6 for Luigi. Cole Luigi is in on a tiebreaker over Max Rossi. It came down to every single point. It came down to every single top 5. Cole Luigi, one more top 5 than Max Rossi, gets him the tiebreaker for the second wildcard spot. So once again, the 2 wildcards, Jake Galloway's all-star victory and Cole Luigi on a tiebreaker over Max Rossi. As close as it can get once again for this chase. We've seen it in the other 2 series earlier, in the Trucks and Target, came down to a few points for everything, and once again, proves the same way in the Gatorade Cup Series. This is an intense chase format, not only when you go for a championship, when you've bound to be one of the 12 to fight for that championship. So now we're down to the final 10 races of the season, and it's going to be just as intense as the first 22 we've seen this season. It's been unpredictable, Points change after points change in terms of who's at the top of the points. Will the chase be like that? Or will someone find their footing to try and dominate the final 10 races? The next one, the first race of the chase, we'll head to Pocono for the Turkey Hill 400. I'll see you guys then.